right, going from left to right.
It's not important how you win at this stage, just have to win, whether it's normal, extra time or indeed penalties.
No changes at the interval, so it's as you were in terms of personnel. Here's Badawi. Mahrez. And an early free kick, conceded by Wilfred Ndidi. Abraham Mazza taken down. Ndidi playing at his third Africa Cup of Nations. He missed the last one through injury. Now playing at Besiktas. Familiar name to English viewers, of course. Having spent 8 years with Leicester City. He's tossed long, and that carries through to Nwabali, who's had barely a handful of touches of the ball. The Nigerian goalkeeper. Onyeka to Adams, who spurned that glorious opportunity in the first half. Got to put that behind him now. Iwobi on to Bruno. That's an interesting one. Osimhen! Algeria's ironclad defence finally cracks, and it's Osimhen who delivers the blow. On his 50th cap for Nigeria, he makes the breakthrough. Masked, mighty, monumental, it's Osimhen.
Well, it's a classic centre-forward header at the far post. I said that he likes early delivery, and Bruno Onyemaechi is the man to deliver. One touch, he's looking in the back. There's only Osimhen to look for. Takes out the goalkeeper. And that's a terrific header downwards, always making it difficult for the shot stopper. Zidane overcompensates a little bit. Not great goalkeeping from him, has to be said, but the header was always going to be difficult. Like he's almost falling over beyond his near post, is Zidane. Osimhen just has to concentrate on technique into the ground, always difficult. Superb goal.
1 minute 25 seconds from kickoff. And it's the main man again. The man who's been in the headlines for good and bad in recent times. But Nigeria know when they need him, they can usually rely upon him. The way he just hung in the air there was incredible as well. And Lookman has stolen it back here as they go looking for more. That's another great challenge from Lookman. Nigeria not giving Algeria a moment's peace in the early stages of this second period. But now an opportunity for them to cause a problem of their own. It's Mahrez. And Ndidi's header. And Bruno looking for an outball. Oh, that bounces off Iwobi. Now Mazza. Bassi had him covered. Really good defending.
Now we've got a game.
We certainly have got a game. Osimhen, Adams in hot pursuit. No one through the middle as yet. Adams is going to have to do this on his own. Support arriving now in the form of Iwobi. Who will happily let that run for a Nigerian corner.
Already you've seen within a minute or so of the goal how the game may be played out in the next 15 or 20 minutes, end to end. One touch, had to lock up, taking the defender and the goalkeeper out. And then it's a question of technique. I mean, he's up so high as United early, can see the flight of the ball, no defending in his way, just concentrate on technique. And as I said, I must admit, Zidane, who's not covered himself in glory in the Algerian goal, Osimhen will not care one little bit.
It's a phenomenal leap from Osimhen. And over comes the corner, and out it comes to Iwobi. Lookman. Shifted infield, he's looking for the return from Bruno.
Should have made the pass. Waited too long. Got out, and unfortunately Algeria weren't able to steal away on the breakaway. Yeah, dynamic has changed.
Well, they may be outnumbered in the stands, the Nigerians, but they are the ones making all the noise.
Yeah, pointing his fingers to the head there is Eric Chell. He knows now it's a matter of concentration for Nigeria.
13th goal at these finals. Oh, and if Osimhen could have wrapped his foot around that, he could have had another opening there.
I wonder if Rafik Belghali was actually playing him onside. It was difficult to see. Not an easy ball to take, slightly overhit.
I wanted to ask you about the lack of goal line technology as well in a tournament such as this. I find it staggering that it's not in place.
It is a little bit surprising considering the world-class facilities that they have here in Morocco.
And the reason we bring that point up is, if you've just joined us, we had an incident in the first half where Nigeria thought they'd scored. It was cleared off the line just by Bensamayini.
Well, let's hope that it's not a factor as we move on in this game. Nigeria now have the lead, so also okay, we've got ourselves into the position where we believe we should have been.
That's a great ball from Iwobi. Good play. Back it comes from Lookman, twisting and turning. Found himself surrounded, and at the end of it all is an Algeria free kick. A lovely play in and around the box there.
Yeah, nice touches. Once again, Algeria scrambling well, covering teammates who were beaten.
Twisting and turning. Well, let's see what Algeria have got by way of response. Coasted through the group phase. 3 wins from 3. 7 goals along the way, and most in a group stage since the 1990 edition. Of course, they won the title that year. That needed more weight on the pass from Maza to Amora. Free kick conceded by Amora. Most foul on Onyeka. It's the 1990 edition.
Time from Onyeka, dangerous. Nigerian shirt swarming to try and win the ball back. And this is where 1 or 2 gaps may open up for Nigeria in the middle of the park. Iwobi's ability to get on the ball in space could be the
Onyeka using all of his power. Adams, Bruno, Iwobi just looking to stand it up there for Osimhen. White shirt in the way. Mudawi. Adams. Header from Mora goes straight to Asai Samuel. Iwobi just looking to stand it up there for Osimhen. White shirt in the way. Mudawi, Calvin Bassey. Iwobi, Lookman, Bruno's the outlet, another good delivery, Osimhen again, and this time Zidane able to save. Another warning.
Yeah, there's more of a standing jump this time, as he just moves a yard to the right. Height was required, a little bit further out this time. It's an easy ball to do, not a great amount of pace on it.
Is looking a bit more purposeful now in this second half. Al-Hali to Riyad Mahrez. The idea was a good one, but Bassi was wise to it. Time and crucially more space on the ball. In the second half, Algeria were trying to shut him down much much more quickly in the first half, but look at this, he's on the ball more often than not at the moment. More time and crucially more space on the ball. Quickly in the first half, this is more often than not at the moment. Adams rising for it and flicking on. Goes to engage. Nouri comes out with it.
He likes
a rookie.
He likes that little drag back inside, doesn't he, Ryan Nouri? I've seen him actually, as he did then, slip over on occasions. Domestic football. Took a chance.
Passage quickly on the scene. Iwobi through to Osimhen. It's a lovely ball. Adams, it's going to be two. It is two! The Super Eagles are soaring now. Akor Adams doubles their advantage, and they have just taken a giant stride towards the Final Four. The Super Eagles are soaring now. Algeria with a mountain to climb. And they have just taken a giant stride towards the Final Four.
Well, pace and precision from the Super Eagles results in goal number 2. He couldn't miss this one. Akor Adams, nice little touch around the goalkeeper Zidane. Look at that lovely ball from Alex Iwobi, delicious. And there's the unselfish play from Victor Osimhen. And his strike partner is right up in the perfect place. Yeah, he kept his composure. Zidane rushes out, no blame on the goalkeeper this time. And a simple side foot into the unguarded empty net. Yeah, this is about reflective, I think, of the domination of the Super Eagles. Pretty much from the opening whistle, come out in the second half, full of fire. Quality football, nice incisive shot passing, as we've seen throughout the tournament. Huge goal.
A move of pure silk. All started by that man Iwobi. Another pre-assist. Sunday Odyssey would rightly approve.
Yeah, you're hearing about that somewhere. As I said earlier on, proximity to your attacking players, isn't it? He's not playing that ball from 45 yards away.
Here they come again, they're hungry for more. Say Samuel leading the charge, but that ball in cut out.
So 15 to 20, the game is stretched as Algeria going looking for the equaliser. Proximity to your quality players will expose you more often than not.
Mahrez. Boy, do they need him now. Mazza. Watched closely by Bassi.
Done well, Bassi. He's done well tonight. Great positioning and use of his upper body strength just to ease players out of the way without going to ground. It's a classic example there. They need to slide in.
Closely by Bassi. Fulham's Player of the Year last season. Really good at the back. This tournament. Nigeria. Really interesting route he's taken. His footballing career, Calvin Bassey, born in Italy, raised in London, began his career in Scotland, and had a spell at Ajax before heading to West London.
A lot of stamps in that passport, Viz. Look at that ball outside the foot from Iwobi. Osimhen is thinking about a goal himself to begin with, realises he's about to be closed out by Ben Sebaini. There's a composure. Nice and cool from Akor Adams. He'd be delighted after missing that glorious chance in the first half. And Algeria just exposed the real quality football. Osimhen is thinking about a goal himself to begin with, realises he's about to be closed out by Ben Sebaini.
Well, we got a glimpse a few moments ago of Anis Hadj Moussa.
Nice and cool from Akor Adams.
He's ready to come on for Algeria. He'll be one of 3 to come on. Polbina, who scored that fabulous extra time winner in the round of 16, is another to be introduced, and Baghdad Bounajar, who you mentioned earlier on, who certainly knows where the net is also on, and immediately trying to rally the troops when he steps on the pitch. Zarouki has departed. Riyad Mahrez has departed. It's the same as the other night. Haj Musa replacing Mahrez. And Mazza withdrawn. So a flurry of changes here. And Vladimir Petkovic
had to do something. And immediately. No point waiting. Mahrez replaced some 10 minutes earlier than he was in the last game.
Two quick-fire goals. At this juncture, seemingly taking this game away from the Algerians.
Unable to pull the strings today, Riyad Mahrez. Age perhaps finally catching up with him. He has a similar sort of role to Iwobi, albeit from the right flank, usually able to deliver those raking passes. The pace of the game today has not suited him, being able to impose himself. Well, his teammates have actually not been able to impose themselves in the middle in order to give him a nice early ball and him to use that great vision of his. Passing of the torch, isn't it, really?
Yeah, it is. This will be the last time we see him at this particular tournament. Riyad Mahrez.
Musa is a good player.
Nouri squaring up to Bradisei Samuel. And Stanley Umabali steps in. And that is not a bad player to have in your corner either, Stanley Umabali. Card for Nouri. Frustration getting the better of him. There will be one for Asay Samuel as well.
Super Eagles do not need to get involved. With the experience of the likes of Wilfred Ndidi in the middle of the park in particular, Calvin Bassey just need to be having a quiet word with their teammates. Let them boil over if they wish. We have the goals. We're in command. Good defending.
Put your hands in the face of your opponent like that. Nouri was duly punished.
In command of Super Eagles, but there's a lot to play, the time to play, and the concentration level has got to be high for the next 15 or so minutes, especially until frustration perhaps gets the better of Algerian players and Nigeria get a third goal. One mistake can change the complexion completely. Time to play, concentration.
Issa Mondi. Haj Musa, who looked really lively the other night when he came on. Switching the play here is Balbina. He's making a dart for the line. And I say Samuel ensures he can't do anything more with it. Haj Musa, who looked really lively the other night when he came on.
A nice encouragement from Calvin Bassey. Able to celebrate with his right back.
His arrival, Eric Schell, did divide opinion, but he's certainly winning his critics round, especially with how they performed at this tournament. Goals are flowing. Now with 1 foot in the semi-finals. Last year's runners-up. Sorry, the last edition. They were runners-up. Now Bassey smelling the danger.
There's only one winner there.
El Hali has found a way through. Jai's header away. Now Bassey smelling the danger. Badawi. Nouri. Mora waiting in the middle. Along with Buneja. Steered behind by Asay Samuel. They are trying to raise the tempo here, Algeria. Their quest to get back in it.
Indeed, he's gone down. that's a muscular injury or not, whether he picked up a knock a few seconds earlier. All in his left leg, looks like a hamstring. It's been tweaked. And if that's the case, do not take any chances at all. Done a replacement.
The Algerians with such high hopes, continuing their journey at these finals. See Ndidi there.
Yeah, he's an experienced campaigner. He signalled to the bench that he needs to be changed. Sticks out the right leg, but it's the left, I think he was holding.
Such high hopes. Rafael Onyedika, perhaps, to come on in his place.
Yeah,
he needs to go.
It's a similar type of player, just to come in and fill that role and do a lot of that defensive work with fresh legs. Take him 5 or 6 minutes to get to the pace of the game.
And he is going to depart for Ndidi. See the goals again. Osimhen with the first fabulous header. The way he hangs in the air was terrific. His 50th cap to Nigeria moving in this game, and then a terrific move finished off by Akor Adams.
Lovely assist.
Yeah. The first fabulous header. The way he hangs in the air. Ndidi makes way. We'll tell you what's coming up later on, and another juicy one. Egypt against Cote d'Ivoire, the defending champions in action. You can follow that game with us from 6:30. And then we roll on, of course, to the semi-finals, which begin on Wednesday, first of which will be on air from 4:30. Algeria swinging in this corner, palmed out. Haj Musa onto his right. Ben Sabaini was tempting to head that. Just beaten to the punch, though. It's a foul on Asay Samuel by Haj Musa, and a card. The substitute. Haj Musa onto his right. Ben Sabaini was tempting to head that. Just beaten to the punch, though. It's a foul on Asay.
I suppose that's one worth taking, isn't it?
The substitute.
Stopping the breakaway.
Plays his club football at Feyenoord. Haj Musa. A couple of assists along the way, and it is indeed going to be Rafael Onyedika to come on for Wilfred Ndidi. Onyeka is the other to depart. Moses Simon is going to come on for him. It is indeed going to be Rafael Onyedika to come on for fourth on Nigeria's all-time appearances list, incidentally, Moses Simon. Ahmed Musa topping that list with 111 caps for him. 93rd cap today for Moses Simon.
To be a good outlet for Moses Simon in terms of just holding the ball. Doesn't have to run with it too much, just giving him good balance, maintain the width on the left side of this pitch. And as Algeria become ever more desperate in the next 10 or so minutes, giving that a little bit more space for Iwobi, picks up the ball once again in the middle of the park.
Breaks kindly for Lookman. He's away from Ben Sabaini, and there was a little clip there which knocked Lookman off balance. To his credit, he tried to go on. He's brought back for a free kick. Truth, they've just not shown enough of a goal threat, have they, Algeria, in this game?
Nowhere close, not allowed to really get to control the proceedings in Miller Park. A result, you don't give your strikers the platform in terms of number of touches, opportunities. Any kind of sniff around the opposing goal. As I said, it was looking pretty much from 30 or so minutes into the first half. The only way that Algeria were going to be a threat if Nigeria were to get that little bit complacent. And of course that wasn't the case going into half-time at 0-0.
Plays it in for Bassi, who nods across, and it's just out of reach for Shemi Ajayi, but not by much.
And a quick 5-second goal as well, Paul, has allowed Nigeria to have that little bit of level of comfort right now that ordinarily you don't when you're just holding that one-goal lead for a sustained period of time.
Who nods across, and it's just out of reach. It's never over until it's over, they say. Just go back to 2019 for evidence of that. Riyad Mahrez swung in that 95th minute free kick to see off Nigeria. They moved on to the final. Amora, 3 and white in the box, comfortably taken by Mbabali. Iwobi, 3 and white in the box, comfortably taken by Mbabali. Lookman. Bassi.
Played well tonight, haven't they, the Fulham connection?
Very much so. Touch inside from Shaibi. Mike Nouri goes on but runs into trouble on Yudika. Iwobi's just everywhere at the moment, and look at that for a pass. There's a flag though. He's everywhere, he's just gliding around the pitch. Touch inside. Turnover again, this time to Onyedika. Iwobi once more. 3 to aim for in the middle if he wants.
They all made the same run. Straight line. Nobody thought about the cutback. Just checking themselves out. Will be smart enough to be able to find somebody who makes that turning run.
Mbabali using his head in every sense.
Straight line. Nobody thought about the cutback. Just checking themselves out. Will be smart enough
Badawi.
to find somebody who makes that turning run.
Bruno emerges with it. Big shriek there from Haj Musa.
I think Bruno got some of him and the ball. I'm not sure in which order, however. Oh, yeah, player first.
Big shriek there from Haj Musa. Painful one for Haj Musa.
I'm not sure in which order, however. Official missed that one. Algeria feel hard done by. They do have the throw-in, however.
Bulbina.
Official missed that one. Algeria feel hard done by. They do have the throw-in.
Reibi. Sure that Ragnar Bumeja has even touched the ball yet. The big number 9 who's come on.
I do wonder why players cover their mouths all the time when they're talking to each other on and off the pitch.
Sure that
there's many lip readers in the stands these days.
Yeah. He's almost acted like an assistant coach throughout these finals, Riyad Mahrez. We've seen him taking a lot of the team talks when we've had breaks in play.
It was a lofty challenge, wasn't it, on Lookman, right? Rawi. Little chance of getting the ball there. Frustrating night for the Algerian midfield.
In the book. Yudika in bravely. Lookman.
noises on the ball. Here's your man Bruno.
Thank you, Alpha. Now, Bunajar has finally got a touch of the ball, but can't find anyone in white on Yedika.
Super Eagles' back line has played well tonight. Full-backs in particular. Especially Bruno on this near side. He and Bassi look a good combination. Super Eagles' back line has played well tonight.
Yeah, Bruno on this side has really prevented Belhali from getting forward. He is a full-back, the Algerian, that loves to join in going forward, but he's not had much license to do that in this particular game. Wary of the threat from Nigeria, of course. On this side has really prevented Albina getting forward. Cross was too flat and well read by Ajayi. Going forward, but he's not had much license to do that in this particular game. Wary of the threat from Nigeria, of course.
That's great play from Osimhen. Quite easily just allow that ball to be recycled back for Algeria. A little bit similar to last night's match, isn't it, in a way, I'd say, Paul? Morocco and Cameroon.
Yeah, that certainly had a lot of spike to it, that game last night, didn't it?
Yeah, just aside, it was, one team who was right at the top of the African tree and another who historically have a very good record at this level, some good players, but it's not quite the quality or strength in depth the Super Eagles possess. That's the case for Algeria tonight. It was the case last night for Cameroon. The better side right now, the more vaunted team, is leading and comfortably.
Yeah. Barring an incredible turnaround here from Algeria, it will be Nigeria against Morocco on Wednesday night. What a game in prospect. It would have been either way, whichever of these two sides progressed.
Absolutely, yeah.
Barring an incredible turnaround here, looks as though it will be Nigeria's day. Nigeria against Morocco.
Some football to be played. If Nigeria plays sensibly, should be straightforward from here on in. Eric Shell would love a third goal, then he would imagine he will make a couple of other substitutions, give some key players some important game time rest. We've had a day less to prepare for the semi-final. Although 3 full days is still adequate.
Lookman, opportunity here. Sabayini turned it away, but only as far as Simon. Lookman once again.
He wants a goal. Lookman. His body language says, I need one.
Delivered by Bruno, headed up and over by Adams. Sabayini turned it away, but only as far as Simon. Lookman once again. He's got 3 goals already at this tournament, Adamola Lookman. As you say, he is intent on getting another.
Well, it's a difficult position for Eric Shell right now, because as I said, you'd like to perhaps take off Osimhen and Lookman perhaps, or maybe even Alex Iwobi, but I was thinking, if we were to make a mistake in my defensive line and some of the pressure is on, you'll need those key players to be able to just take the game away from Algeria again, perhaps. The best players who are fully in tune with the game right now. Subs will always take a little bit of time to get into the rhythm.
Sabayini or Bunajar,
who is a goal scorer, by the way. He knows how to find the back of the net, but without service,
he is a goal scorer. His stats are
touches. He's got no chance.
His stats are remarkable. Now he's currently playing. This is Baghdad Bunajar, by the way. He's playing for Al Shamal in the Qatar Stars League. He's got 6 in 10. He got 18 in 21 last season. He's on the ball now and taking aim. That one fizzes wide. And in his previous club, Al Sadd, he got 150 goals in 157 league appearances. That is absolutely phenomenal.
He was ambitious. But, goal scorers very much believe in themselves.
forever stitched into Algerian folklore as well, of course, for his winning goal in 2019 in the final. Amora has been replaced by Bakan, Medouane Bakan. So Badawi has also departed. Forever stitched into Algerian Abdelli, who came on for Benacer the other night, is now on as well. So 10 minutes to go. Nigeria firmly in the driving seat for a place in the final four. Osimhen, he's got options to his left. Lookman is one of them. Comes back Osimhen's way again. Adams off the post. And Zidane on the stretch. Pokes it out of harm's way, but very nearly three for Nigeria. Iwobi is pounced upon. Bunajar should be cut out by Samuel, and it will be.
And should have been 3-0 and once and for all game over. It's a poor cross to begin with actually from Osimhen. He should have picked out one or two of the players in green shirts rushing into the 6-yard box. And he recovered well to put in a superb cross. Adams from that distance. He's got to find the inside of the post. And once and for all game over.
Mondi.
Poor cross to begin with actually from Osimhen. He should have picked out, especially when you're completely unchallenged like that. Green shirts rushing into the 6-yard box.
Mondi again. And they've kept that alive, and where will it land? And Calvin Bassey is the one to get rid. There was a whistle in there. This is the chance again.
Yeah, is the Osimhen cross. That's a superb scramble delivery. But that's got to be a goal. Got to be a goal. Yeah. Utter frustration, lying prostrate on the floor afterwards. We know that should have been his second, Nigeria's third. And a very comfortable last few minutes in the game.
Could easily have had a hat-trick today, couldn't he? Akor Adams. Great chance in the first half, really should have scored. Is it the post now when you really ought to have scored?
I know that feeling. You miss a sitter. It's not nice.
I'm sure you didn't experience it too often though, Effa.
Enough for me to remember.
Great chance in the first half, really should have scored. Is it the post now when you really ought to have scored?
That's good work from Osimhen. He's travelled back some 20 or so yards to make that difficult for the opponent.
Well, Bruno attempting to guide it back to Nwabali, but without success. It's gone behind for a corner, and that might just give Algeria some hope.
Yeah, these are moments where you need to knuckle down now if you are Nigeria. Make sure the concentration is extremely high.
To the near post it goes. Oh dear, scooped over by Ben Sabaini. Without success, it's gone behind, falling backwards. Just give Algeria some hope.
Not easy, came on it very quickly. Yeah, so falling. Nigeria, make sure the concentration is extremely high.
To the near post it goes. Oh dear, scooped over by Ben Sabaini. Problem here for Nwabali. Either that or he's been very cute.
Still shaking his head at that missed opportunity, Akor Adams. Yeah, superb cross in the end from Victor Osimhen. And that's got to be buried.
Really should have been goal number 15 of this tournament for the Super Eagles. Yellow card for time wasting. Nwabali. Should be goal number 15 of this tournament for the Super Eagles. Haj Musa. Challenge. Bruno it was. Abdelli. Haj Musa. Find the right ball, Bassey. Using that big frame of his to protect the ball, to shield it. tetchy in the closing stages here.
Just not happy about something. Bassi using that powerful frame of his, body positioning well, sticks an arm out. Best I don't say anything.
And it's getting tetchy in the closing stages here.
Just not happy about something. Bassi using that powerful frame of his,
Or Adams
body positioning well, sticks an arm out.
leaving the field. Now Wasim is coming on.
Best I don't say anything.
He's had an eventful game as Akor Adams got a goal, should have had more. Arabella Lukman has also gone off. Now Wasim is coming on. Ali Bashiru on for him. He's had an eventful game as Akor Adams got a goal, should have had more. Arabella Lukman has also gone off. Wasim is coming on. Algeria almost there. Two teams who come into this game with perfect records, 4 wins from 4. Monzo had to go. Two teams who come into this game looks on the faces of the Algerians tells you everything you need to know about how they're feeling just now. Iwobi. The faces of the Algerians tells you everything you need to know about how they're feeling just now. And the clean sheet would be a big positive as well for Nigeria. They got their first in a round of 16 win. The clean sheet would be a big positive as well. Chai turn that one away. Say Samuel. 16 win. Abdelli. Abdelli and Haj Musa not on the same wavelength, and the high fives you can see there. Bassi and Bruno almost celebrating as that ball went out. Well, he was the heartbreaker for Nigeria in 2019 when they met in the semi-finals, but the Super Eagles will get their revenge today. It'll be Riyad Mahrez finishing on the losing side this time. Osman with the first, Adams with the second, and that has done the business for Eric Schell's side. Abdelli. Bruno urging his goalkeeper to come and take it, and he does. And he does. Obviously a lot of the focus before the game centred around Victor Osimhen for obvious reasons, but he's been the ultimate team player today, hasn't he?
He's played very well. Yeah. But you didn't get too many touches in the opening 15 or 20 minutes. Patiently waited for the opportunities to arise in terms of more touches then. Opportunities in front of goal, even then he's not had too many, but clinical with the first real one that was presented to him. From then on, Super Eagles have looked more and more in control. Patiently waited for the opportunities to arise in terms of more touches there. Opportunities in front of goal.
Leave it over the top. It's well defended. Azim it was who made sure that Bounedjah could not do anything with that.
Nigerian forward lines over the years, Paul, have pretty much taken care of themselves in terms of ability, strength in depth, variety. The defensive aspect of the game has always been something that's needed to be improved on. Look quite solid at the moment, and a protection for the back four, hard-working, unselfish, all over the field really. Osimhen is actually a fine example of that. I mentioned a couple of times in the last 20 or so minutes where he's made concerted runs to actually get back and help his team out defensively, when ordinarily you wouldn't expect that from your main striker, especially when he scored a goal and the team is leading comfortably. But it's key important. I'm sure Eric Chell will be more pleased, or just as pleased about that as will be as the way they've dominated in the middle of the park, and of course taking the goals.
Closing in on that record held by Rashid Yekini now. Osimhen is 2 goals behind. Netting today, he's scored his 35th goal for Nigeria. Well break that record in the remainder of this tournament. Victor Osimhen. Albina. Jai's header brought down by Iwobi. He wins his team a free kick. Well, there is to be no North African success. Algeria, their 2 previous titles, one on North African soil, on home soil in 1990, on Egyptian soil in 2019. But here in Morocco, the journey is coming to a close. Algeria, their 2 previous titles, one on North African soil, home soil in 1990. Albina. Azim, Onyedika is helping out defensively as well. And Mabali is caught late.
Bakan sliding in. He saw it coming, Mabali. I don't think he's overly hurt, despite those groans.
Mabali is caught late.
Come on, big guy, get yourself up. You rode the challenge. Sliding in. He saw it coming.
They'll be fine. Absolutely convinced of that. When you look back at the game, it's been richly deserved for Nigeria, on balance.
Yeah, with no bias at all, of course, I would say. Nigeria have been the more progressive side. You know, they look to try and set the tempo as they thought they would. Algeria happy to contain and try and counter, but in truth they never had control, or enough control or possession in the middle of the park to give the platform for their strikers. Maza and Amora starved of service. Riyad Mahrez unable to get himself on the ball at all on the flanks, coming in, drifting inside, trying to find action, but it too crowded out. Nigeria dominated with Onyeka and Ndidi and Alex Iwobi pulling the strings offensively, and of course the forward line always a serious threat. And defensively looking solid, but on Wednesday night in Rabat they will be tested. The tempo of the game I think will actually suit both sides. Both will play at a higher level than we've even seen so far in the tournament. That is a mouth-watering prospect.
Yeah. Game not to be missed. You can follow it here with us as well. Well, a bit early to be
solid, but on Wednesday night in Rabat they will be tested. The tempo of the game I think will actually suit both sides.
Raising the trophy, but that is what Nigerian fans are dreaming of. A week on Sunday, the sight of their team getting their hands on their first AFCON title since 2013. You've experienced it, FM.
Yeah,
what's it feel like?
A great feeling to lift that trophy with your nation, no matter how big or small part you play. It's what most of the boys will think is more than achievable in their career. The World Cup is super hard to qualify for, let alone to be getting yourselves into the last 16, 8 or a quarter-final or last 4 as Morocco did a couple of years ago. So winning AFCON is a realistic pinnacle if you are a Super Eagles player. And a great chance this year. Morocco, of course, will have something to say about that. Some sort of revenge for a couple of years ago, losing it in 2019. That Riyad Mahrez goals you mentioned, and Morocco will be looking for revenge now in the semis as Nigeria and the Super Falcons beat them in the last edition of AFCON. So lots to play for both nations in a couple of days' time.
Time almost up in Marrakesh. To stop Haj Musa in his tracks.
Done their best, Algeria. Just nowhere near being good enough. Outgunned in all departments.
Stop Haj Musa in his tracks.
They've got a World Cup to look forward to. So not all doom and gloom for the North Africans.
Nouri.
Done their best, Algeria. Just nowhere near being good enough. Outgunned in all departments.
The firepower of Nigeria has been too hot to handle. They've had several opportunities to have extended the scoreline as well. The most lethal attack at these finals. And they will be striding through the semi-finals. It is about to be confirmed with the shrill of the referee's whistle.
His first mistake of the evening, and he still found his teammate.
He's had a faultless evening at the back, really, for Nigeria tonight. It's just been a really good team performance. That's the bottom line, really. And certain questions.
Spike, you don't need to get involved. Nigerian players just need to walk away. Nobody in green needs to take an unnecessary yellow card. Or red.
Just been a really good team performance. That's the bottom line, really. Two benchers getting involved.
Yeah, the game is won. It's over.
Yeah, totally unnecessary. Osimhen playing the role of peacemaker there, ushering everyone away. Yeah. There's a card out. See who for you could pick one of many. Six added minutes. We're now ticking over into the 100th minute. And there it is. The Super Eagles soar into another AFCON semi-final. Proving just too strong for Algeria, whose adventure in Morocco comes to a close. Victor Osimhen in the headlines this week for all sorts of reasons, but doing his talking on the pitch again with the opening goal. A fine header, Akor Adams with the other. And Algeria really can't have any complaints with the scoreline. Nigeria by far and away the better side, and they will move on to Rabat next to face host Morocco. That will be one heck of a night on Wednesday, and still one more quarter-final to come. It is Egypt against Côte d'Ivoire. but Nigeria have done their bit. They are through. Reaction from the boys in the studio to come. Full time in Marrakesh, Algeria 0, Nigeria 2.
With extra savings at DFS, let your bum find its thing. Keep it chic with the House Beautiful Sophia for $849. Kick back with the Faxon Express for now just $599. Or go for something